As you can see, this is the entire cast and crew and the two most important ladies who have actually produced this film. The film is called Kalki, as you all know. But I just thought, we rarely get an opportunity where, artists and producers can sit together and have a chat. So I thought maybe we'll just sit and talk. So, of course, my first thing, of course, is to Sapnaji and to Priyankaji. How did you feel when Nagi said, this is my, was it Nagi's idea, was it your idea, or what?
With Nagi around, I don't think we have a scope of any ideas, sir. It's always him. So, I mean, we've been obviously working together for a few years now, and every time a film gets over, it's about what are we doing next. And he just tells us a line. And then right after Manati, he took some time, after a year, he said, I have something. And then he just told the idea of it, which blew our minds. At that point of time, we really didn't understand the depth of it, what it needs to make this sort of a film. Only when we were going into it, we would understand, oh, this is his vision. In fact, we were all very excited to start off with, but then when we actually started, we were like, are we going to even help him enough? Are we like enough for him to make this film? Yeah. So that was one of our concerns. And then we really needed these big shoulders, like all of you, to come and carry a film of this stature.
Yeah. The thing that I really want to know is that when you see the scale of this film, as we've all seen and been involved in, I mean, what does a producer go through when they see all this huge scale and the kind of dream and the vision that he has? It's impossible to imagine that.
I think in the beginning, it took us time, sir. Like, for example, I mean, he told us a story, and I remember it was in the morning around 10 o'clock or 11, and it took us 2 days to get out of it. And then when we started pre-production, I think one day I called Swapna, and we were in it like 5 months into it, pre-production, and we were designing stuff and like trying. I called her and I was like, we're in it and I'm not able to sleep because I don't know if we will be able to make it, because you have to make every single thing in this film, like pen to paper to every single thing. And their deadlines, they're big actors, and so we had like a lot of sleepless nights, and then we got into it. Once we're in it, we're like, we're in it.
It's like we didn't have time to think or breathe more after that. It's a cycle.
I'm actually most curious about Priyanka because there's so many conflicts for her as like a wife, as a sister, as a producer, and as the the lead on production. So there's so many different hats that you're wearing. So where do the lines?
Actually, for this film, I think for Mahanati we had lines because it's like a 1-year project. But this is 4 years. I think there are no lines. It's just like get go, like come on, war. It's. But it gets difficult, but also it gets very easy because when you're a family, so you're always talking about the project. You're always talking about what is next, what's the next schedule. So it definitely gets easy. But
flip side,
it has.
That's only
what I feel,
I think also the sets. I think for the audience to know that we eventually, if I may say,
built a city.
Built
cities,
land,
worlds,
and built a city. And I think the fact that Nagi today has a vision where once the movie releases, I think fans of the movie can actually go and visit the set.
Unique because the way they places the camera is not like we are used to. He comes quite close to look at you.
Too soft.
And that's what you enjoy because how do you act for cameras here?
Yeah.
So how in our time, it used to be a challenge, Kamal. And I still remember that one of the challenges for an artist used to be to give a close-up with a 75mm lens on a Mitchell camera, which was huge. This huge monster used to come and stand here with a lens, and you have to do a close-up.
And it's a rack shift camera. So even the cameraman is not actually looking at the image, but is looking at parallax.
Parallax, yes. And they didn't have monitors.
No monitor.
Nothing. And so we're not used to, not seeing the director standing next to us on the set. We're always used to see where the camera is, the director, then he's guiding us. We're not used to that. You just hear a voice somewhere 2 miles away. Maggie shouting or whatever it is. But really, I mean, Deepika, you have done so many films, and I will say that you are a modern age artist. So
No, not only that, in the West. it has been
exactly,
very-
yeah.
So I think
How do you
nothing
think
Biggest
else
international
surprised
ads
me
ever
like it does.
anyone ever did. Louis
No, but it must
Vuitton.
have been.
Keep quiet.
It must have been a hell of an experience for you.
No, I think what I was processing as I heard the two of you speak is in terms of where we were, filmmaking and technology,
Yeah.
to now for all of us to be a part of a movie where I think every kind of technology that is available in the world today is probably at our disposal through this movie. And the fact that we have a director who's used it so intelligently, and also to find that balance, because also with AI and things like that, I think you can also lose the soul of performances, but I think to be able to find that balance between technology that's available to you but to also keep the performances real, I think is what makes this movie and this experience very special.
Yeah. Some of the visuals of the sets, we were either against a green screen or just close up, we never know. But quite honestly, for the first time, I've seen
The visuals.
the surroundings,
Correct.
and it's just unbelievable. And my God, I always wonder how Nagi had this vision.
That's what I was saying. It was all in his mind.
No, and even for us who like breathe in, breathe out with him every day, we'll be like sometimes, what are we shooting? Which scene are we shooting? What are we
what
doing?
we've created is only like the 30% of the set. Like for example, where you guys were fighting, it's just the bridge where we shot for
Correct,
a long
but now you
time.
see
but
the
now
whole
there's a whole
world.
city there. So,
When we watched the
yeah.
world, we started watching some of the CG shots and fully built sets, we're like, wow, this is what this man had in his head, fully there. Like he knew what he was doing.
I think she knew what he was doing.
No,
What
I
did
would
your
just peep
husband
into
tell
the edit
first?
room, I'm like,
The first sentence, what did he say
just-
about the film? The first, when he's like, he should tell you first.
No, Nagi's the biggest expression would be like,
No,
it's
the
good.
first time when he told about the story or the movie, what he want to make. He told you first, I think, as I remember.
Yeah, so basically he
said
just
like,
said like, I have
"This
this
is the
story,
time."
one word, he just said like, there's a small story that I really like,
Small.
but there's another one, but there's another one, which is like a really like something that I would do at another stage, but if I don't do this now,
Then I might not
then
be
I
able
might
to
not
do
be
it
able
again.
to do it again.
And then he
Yeah,
for some
so-
reason
so I
went
said
on
that, yeah.
saying in his own words, I'd say, that this is something India deserves now. We will have to tell this sort of storytelling in India. We have to have our own, stories like this.
Yeah.
So this has been there with him for the longest time. And apparently he wanted to do it with Prabhas like ages back. I said like, I don't even know how.
First film you want to do with me,
Apparently
told me.
with this film, and then
No, the fact that we are able to mix mythology with something futuristic
Correct.
is so unique
Yeah, it's unique, sir.
and very intelligent.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
intelligent. Most of India, all of India recognizes our mythology and our history and our culture and whatever our traditions.
And what could go wrong?
And what could go wrong? Exactly. But to be able to bring that and make it sound real, we'll be disclosing a lot of the story if we do that, but the fact is that by the end of the film, you will actually believe what you saw. And that is the vision that, will make the success of the director, of the production and the film also. But Prabhas, you worked in similar subjects earlier also.
This is like this.
Bahubali, for example, was
periodic.
was a little periodic.
This
but
is future.
Here there is period and the future mixed together.
Yeah,
It's just, it must have been a
And my
experience.
character is like, it has a lot of, it has grey, superhero, funny. So I
Also, the
think
first time you have humor. One of the
humor I
first few
did for
times.
like, before Bahubali I did, but for other than Telugu, I think this first time they're watching me in humor. Funny character with superhero, with grey shade. So I think the way he wrote, I think this is the best character ever in my life. The way he wrote it.
And also I have to say that, one of the most difficult casting ever was Kamal sir.
Kamal sir, yeah,
was
he was so
Yaskin.
worried
For
about
We were
months,
like,
we
you know,
were
we were
like-
shooting, but then like Yaskin, when is Yaskin coming? The whole film is Yaskin, but where is Yaskin? And how would you cast this person who's equivalent to, or like, you know, mightier than these two superheroes? And then who is it? And then we could only think, we were like, we were
behind for
one
1.5
year, sir, easily
1
1
year,
year,
easily
easily 1
behind.
year.
And I was telling, why will he do it? Don't torture me. Just leave.
It's not a question of torture because self-doubt becomes, you've done this, he has done this, he has done this, what am I going to do? That was the reason why I
also
realized. And it's not that I've played bad guys before, even as a lead bad guy, psychopaths and all that, but this is something else.
Yeah. First time. We are lucky to have Kamal sir.
The detailing of the equipments that are going to be there, like the bus, for example. And the car,
We had
Buji, for
a auto.
example. And I didn't know that Buji was made in India.
It is fully
Read by
Fully
Mahindra
made
and one
in
of the,
India.
what is it about me? It's nothing. It's just something that you've seen in a visual in a film. It's not that this is how we are.
But Amitji, that's a gyan you get after 2025.
And Deepika, first time you're doing a Telugu film, it's like completely different from the Bollywood, or little different, or very, very different.
No, I mean, I
And
think
Nagi is very different for us also, because in the first story when he told me, I could hear only 20%. Other part I asked my friends, like, what did he say? I didn't understand. So he's like, it should have been tough for you from Bollywood to this.
No, I mean, I think that world of the movie, which I think is new, even for the audience, it's new. But I think as actors, you're not really thinking. I think when you emote, the language, I think, comes secondary. It's
No, the language is the
emotion
problem.
is what, and I think that's the language of cinema, right? It's transcends borders. So you can act in English, you can act in Telugu, you can act in Hindi, but I think as long as the emotion, you can just say so much with your eyes without saying anything at all and be able to convey that emotion.
And you can show the best
The
with your
words
eyes.
are more like a crutch, I feel. So no, I didn't feel like, I'm now working in Telugu cinema, or it didn't feel overwhelming in that sense. Because what you're investing in as an actor is the emotional journey of the character.
But for a production of this value and extent, what I found was that until Nagi got the right thing at the right place, he never compromised.
Yeah, it doesn't, sir.
If he did something
He
with
has a
you,
beautiful way of getting what he wants.
Very smooth.
he won't
very-
shout from there.
No.
No.
He'll come up very quietly.
Correct.
So I think we should.
But very pertinent.
Yes.
Very pertinent. It's not just asking
It's
for
not,
one more.
And
It'll
even
be-
after seeing the rushes, Kamal, there are times when he said, sir, I feel we can improve on that and do something. And as producers, how do you live with this fact? Hey, we've got to redo this thing. We've got to put up the set again.
the
We've got to
biggest
get the
budget of-
artists back. We've got to get the timing and the dates. And never have I seen any kind of, regret or a very morose kind of face. And, hey, we got to do it again. This guy's not worried about the
The
cost.
costliest picture I feel.
I think
I really marvel at that.
I think in the cave set, the first set that we shot, so we finished the schedule. I think we shot for 4 days or 5 days, and we were like almost done, and we were like, okay, so this is done. So then it was like, take those 3 pillars and take the flooring. I'm like, why, we're done, right? So then I was like, I didn't understand. So then after 4 months, we were shooting that same thing. So then I was like, okay, so from every
is
set,
this
I know what to keep. So I'm sure there will be something or the other
Now, I
that
must
Nagi will
tell
go
a
back.
story about how
Nagi will go
producers feel happy when big artists like that lend themselves to the show. Shivari Saab had not worked for a year. He came to act in Tevarmakan. We did the scenes. So for him it's very new to see something on a computer.
Correct.
So
That's right.
I was showing off and I showed him in a computer the cut version of the scene. can I stay one more day? He said, one more day? Yeah, you can go. What? Can you do all those close-ups? It looks very amateurish. I said, I thought he's talking about me.
Yeah.
He said, me, I have not acted for 1 year. It shows.
Oh, gosh.
How can you refuse a man like that?
yeah.
I said, if I had to rebuild the set, I would have built it for him.
Yeah.
So, the director is asking for something. That's what I said, the word pertinent I used was,
Yes, exactly.
when he tells you, you're convinced. You're not asking, what do you want? Please tell me what you want. Keeping on, taking after take, what do you really want?
Yeah.
But he clearly tells you, and you say,
Yeah.
yes, that's
Yeah.
what I should have done. And that's very rare in a
Amazing.
director. Very few have that. When that happens, the set lights up, even without lights.
Yeah.
But to be working, in the kind of circumstances that we did because of the
COVID and
way films are being shot now, it's a huge challenge a huge challenge for me. I'm sure Kamal, you must be feeling the same thing. But not to have that environment around you and to be able to imagine that,
Yeah.
it's
very
a little
difficult.
putting off in the beginning. But
Yeah.
then when you see a couple of results, then you get used to it. But for us, it was.
Like I was just telling backstage, my mentor, Mr. K. Balachandar, I went and told him a story which I saw Rishida, and he, between shot, light up, they used to be playing chess.
Yeah.
Both the lead man and the director will be playing chess, and the unit will be waiting. And he'll say, okay. And then they'll go to the shot. I came back and told my boss that that's how calm a shot should be. Are you trying to tell me something? I said, yes, sir. You're so excited. And I am nervous. What do you expect with you guys in the set? I am nervous. No, but it catches on. It's contagious. And we don't want that. But that's very important.
But what is really admirable, and I've said it so many times, is the kind of discipline that we see in the South. I'm sure that you will
Yes.
agree with that.
No, but
That discipline.
well, the grass is
just
always
unbelievable.
greener.
Right from the spot boy to the director to the co-artist, there's a kind of discipline which I can't put in words.
I feel humility.
Despite who they are and what they are,
No, but I noticed
to
something.
show that kind of humility
Yeah.
and down-to-earthness is, well,
To
not
be,
expected at all.
to be the first person there and the last person, and like Sir was saying, not just
We used
I
to
think
complain
humility-
about Tamil industry and point out the Telugu industry as an example for discipline. But then Nagi told me something which made me very happy. When I was an assistant director, they used to say, look at this Tamil assistant director. So I was a Tamil assistant director. So was it about me? It can't be. But I think there are so many things I learned from Bombay. Like he was saying, we used to actually jump off buildings, showing off. And the safety factors, first I learned from Bombay.
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised. Amiji says, I'm surprised at all these safety factors. But after Sholay, even horses had padded falls.
Yeah.
Even heroes didn't have that kind of fall. There, we started from there, and for me, it's a fantastic journey. I'm a child of cinema. I came when I was 3. I came with the live sound, went to dubbing, and back to live sound. Now it's a full cycle. And as she was saying, he makes use of all the gizmos when it's needed. I don't see somebody flashing all the gadgets he has. He uses it precisely, and it's a quiet set. That's what I liked about it.
That's because he's organized in his mind as to what he wants.
Yeah, what's
And
not
the rest of the unit follows him. That is important. I mean, they admire him, they honor him, and
He made the
And
whole
I think some of the assistants working actually belong to film families. I realized. I didn't know who was who.
A lot of times, at my age, and people say, sir, when are you going to do a film something like Hollywood? I tell them, when is Hollywood going to do a film something like us? Come and make something that we do. Sir, nani aata jayegi. What we have to go through and the kind of stories that we build, because ours is, pan-India. And it's very tough what we do and how we make our films. Okay, so sometimes people ridicule us and laugh at us and so on and so forth. But there is always some element which you will always learn in all our films.
Yes.
And I keep saying this story over and over again. My father, during his last years, every evening, used to bring him on his wheelchair and used to sit and he said, put on a movie. He used to see a movie. So many times, my own ones, 3-4 times. And one day I asked him, what is this here? Every evening you are going and seeing a movie. He said, I get to see poetic justice in 3 hours. You will not get poetic justice in a lifetime. And many of us in several lifetimes will not get. But I see poetic justice. That's what Indian cinema is all about.
Yes.
You get to see poetic justice in 3 hours. No matter what you may say about us, at the end of the day, you will go back with some moral, with some ethics, which is cultural, which is Indian.
Beautiful.
And I can tell you, people are going to be shocked when they see Kalki with the kind of effort that has been put in. And these visuals are just unbelievable.
Yes.
And I was just seeing some comments on the net, which are very heartening. So, like exactly what you said about
Bringing
India's ready for it,
Yeah.
and they are, because they are owning it up, and they're saying,
Great.
nice, we deserve to see such films.
Great.
Yay!
This is the silence that we have on the sets. We have nothing more to say because we are fully
Now we have to
satisfied.
redo this because this light was off.
Oh shit.
Hey, light band ho gayi?
CG में करेंगे.
It's on the TV.
No, I'm just
Now,
So if there's anything else, Swapna, Priyanka ji, if you want to, ask us or say something.
I think we just
or
want to
express
thank
something.
you.
Prabhas,
We
you
just
haven't
want to
spoken
thank
at all.
you. Thank you for
Which is not unusual
Sir.
because normally you don't say much.
You
he
and
is
sir.
maintaining the pregnant silence of the director.
Yeah.
I'm imitating my director.
I think we're only extremely thankful, sir, all of us, extremely grateful
No, these
for
are just
what has
formalities.
happened
Don't-
to us.
don't
No,
do
no,
that.
no. This is truly from the heart because not on a regular day, not on it doesn't, something like this doesn't happen to everybody and just happen to us. We're very, very grateful. That's because I feel my father has invested so much of his life into cinema and I feel cinema is giving back it to us. It's as simple as that. Yeah.